What is going on, guys and girls? It is GhostRobo, and we are about to witness the first ever Uncharted 4 A Thief's End gameplay. This was shown off today at PlayStation Experience, and I am watching it with you guys for the first time, kind of experiencing it in the same way that I would a brand new walkthrough game or whatnot. Naughty Dog's latest, their new epic for 2015. Will it look glorious? Will it evolve the gameplay? Will Drake have a double half tuck? Is that even possible? That would be one full tuck, right? So his whole shirt would be untucked. And here is the man himself.
Where the hell are you?
Looking for somebody. This entire thing is on the PS4. This is not some like pre-rendered mumbo jumbo. This is gameplay, and it looks pretty. I love the way the water like foams up there by the rocks. That's pretty darn cool looking. Drake is definitely disheveled, a little bit old. Got some years underneath his belt, as well as some weapons and tools, it looks like. Yeah, that water tech is really nice. I don't have the instant like, oh my god moment that I have had with some games, but it definitely looks very delicious in a lot of good ways. Of course, I'm sure they'll do some final passes towards the end of next year. This is probably a October, November release. Now, the one thing I have a worry about with Uncharted 4 is if it'll play just like 1, 2, and 3. Those games are, I mean, the series basically started almost a decade ago. And so the formula for that game, I don't want to say it's outdated, but it definitely is done. It's been done a lot. It is a recipe that has been cooked and cooked and cooked, and it still is a yummy recipe, right? You still enjoy it, but I hope they take some lessons from The Last of Us and maybe some things they've learned as well. Uncharted Drake's Fortune came out in 2007, so it's really only about a 7-year-old franchise, 8 when this game releases.
That's not reassuring.
Dang pirates, putting their skull and crossbones on the cave walls. Flashlight tech definitely reminds me from Last of Us. That, in fact, when I played Last of Us the first time at PAX East, that was what struck me the most, was the flashlight reflecting off the walls and whatnot. Oh, that is such classic Drake. Like, he's flying down this slippery rock and grabs onto another slippery rock. It would kill any other person alive, but not Nathan. He knows exactly what to do. We're getting a HUD-less demonstration right now. I'm guessing that's just for effect. I assume that the HUD will be there when you play, although they could do something where in exploration moments they take away the HUD. It'll be interesting to see Tomb Raider, the Xbox One timed exclusive, or whatever the heck is going on with that, go head-to-head with Uncharted 4 and kind of represent Microsoft and represent Sony during the holiday of 2015. I gotta be honest, I liked Tomb Raider's gameplay a lot in the last one, and I, in some ways, thought that it was a more fun, at least from a fighting combat perspective, than Uncharted. I think Uncharted does story and cutscenes and camaraderie better. But Tomb Raider isn't a slouch when it comes to climbing either. So this game, A Thief's End, is going to have to definitely bring the Rumble into the arena if it wants to win. And I think it clearly can. I think we have an opportunity for...
Seen anyone come by here? Tall, lanky, filled with big, stupid ideas about pirate treasure.
I think that, I mean, it's got its charm. That's something that it will never wear thin of. But I think that it's possible that either Tomb Raider or this could be the better game.
Huh?
I definitely hope there's more of this. More puzzle solving, more journal keeping, more trinkets and
Poor bastards.
treasures. I'd love to see crafting integrated here. I'm sure they'll blow this game out at E3 and we'll know everything about it. But if it's just a prettier version of 2 and 3, I think I'd be a little disappointed. I really want innovation in the game space, in the industry, especially as we enter year 2 and year 3 of these next-gen consoles. Like, I'd love to see them really evolve and bring some brand new elements into our games that we love, instead of just recreating our favorites from the past with prettier graphics. Like, that's good and it works well for a while, but at a certain point, I think we want quality and change to really help us, find those true gems. And it's good to go back to the well, and that definitely sells well. You can move a lot of copies. It's something that I think so many companies are focused on right now, is moving copies. And sure, if you make another Assassin's Creed, or if you make another Halo, or if you make another this or that, you're going to sell a ton based on their name. Uncharted will sell a ton. NBA sells a ton. All of these games that have name brands, Mario sells a ton. You know you can do it, but it's really the studios that are willing to take some risks, because the only way to have true evolution, and I think true game-changing moments, is to risk. And unfortunately, right now, no risk still equals a lot of reward, because the companies can make a game that's broken at launch. They can make a game that is totally not like what they hyped it as, and it'll still sell tons. Like, look at Watch Dogs, a couple other examples throughout the year. I do like the organic nature of the climbing. It seems like, I mean, it's obvious where you have to go, but it's not as defined. Are you getting the sense that, I mean, there's more animations here, but some of them still seem so Uncharted. And something that, like Uncharted 3, I was watching my younger brother play it for the first time. He went through 2 and 3, and seeing like how floaty some of the movement is, because you'll leap and there's no way you should make that jump, but he will kind of get like an extra air boost and make it that way. I was hoping they'd go a little more...
It's just a hop, skip, and an enormous leap away.
A little more realistic. That's some gorgeous scenery off in the distance. The real question is, though, how much of it can we get to? Playing through Destiny this year, the most beautiful places in that game are out of reach. They're off on the horizon line. And there's some glorious-looking crazy structures and rock sculptures and just really weird stuff on different planets, and yet you cannot explore or get to any of them. All right, we're about to see combat, and this is what I'm really excited for and looking forward to see how this is handled. I don't know if it's going to be the same, a little bit different. Ledge grabbing, leaping, all of that kind of looks status quo. The visuals are very, very pretty. Let's see how they handle gunplay.
All right, everyone, false alarm, but keep an eye out.
And the gang's all here. Let's go.
Okay, there's some foliage and growth that makes me think we're going to have a little bit more stealth, perhaps. And granted, we're just getting this from this one gameplay demo. I'm sure we'll see a lot of them before the release. But I'm hoping that it merges a little bit of Joel and Ellie into Drake's arsenal. Some red beret jerks trying to ruin our day. Now, I assume he could just drop down and go right into battle, as opposed to taking this upper path here.
My guess? Yeah. How'd they survive that wreck? They keep getting lucky. Well, luck eventually runs out.
Okay, what's he gonna do? All right.
Give me that.
So maybe it is going to be a HUD-less experience, that you only have a HUD with weaponry. That's what I said at the beginning. I thought they could do. This could be just for, you know, the PlayStation Experience presentation. I really like the level design here. How there's a lot of varied vertical spaces and little intertwining caves and whatnot. That's kind of cool. But yeah, it very well could be a game that has no HUD
These guys are everywhere.
except in combat. I do get a sense that you're looking to sort of handle the battlefield in a more meticulous fashion. So maybe you're going to have less health. Maybe guys will have less health. I wonder. Oh, God. He got spotted. Okay. That looks like Uncharted Melee. Alright. Alright, so by taking those shots there, it makes me think we are going to be able to take a lot of damage. 3, 4... headshot. Okay. See, like, the thing about Uncharted that sort of weirds me out in comparison to Last of Us, I know they're not trying to make Uncharted like the Last of Us. I fully grasp that. I really like some of the gameplay elements of Last of Us, and it is Naughty Dog, so it makes sense to think of it. But a lot of times you have these battlefield experiences where you get attacked from multiple angles, and it almost, to me, it makes it feel like my precision does not matter as much. That is really cool. Okay, so we have a freaking Indiana Jones rope of love that can help save us as we skedaddle out of that situation. But since you can get attacked from every side, and since it's more about just kind of going through and gunning guys down, it makes each individual encounter less important and more of the overall battle kind of the focus. And that's fun and fine, but for me, I really like the individualized encounter that The Last of Us brought into the game, and I think that so many shooters these days are focused on big battles, epic scope, and battlefield management, and the ones that are more solo affairs seem to be fewer and far between. So I was kind of hoping Uncharted would go in that route. It does not seem so. This seems to be a very cinematic third-person shooter with a little bit more stealth maybe. But 10 minutes in, I'm getting a sense that this is much more of the same with some really new tech than a changing of the guard or a new formula. There was a lot of turnover when this game was being developed. You know, there was sort of the whole fiasco that Naughty Dog went through with employees leaving or getting fired or a bunch of different things, and they did have sort of a different crew kind of take this one over. And I didn't know if that would meant that it did evolve, it did change, or if it went back to more of the same, or if maybe it had no effect whatsoever and just, you know, was just different faces but same production principles. It is very pretty, and I love all this like leafy stuff that you can hide underneath, and the environment is like so filled out. One thing that's tricky about next gen, and I'll warn you guys of, is that we've seen next gen for like a year now, and so sometimes you'll look at a game and be like, wow, it doesn't look that much better than the 360 or PS3 counterpart. But if you actually go back and look at last gen visuals, you will really realize how far that they've come, even in the first, whatever, 13, 14 months here. And obviously this game is out a full 24 after. So don't fool yourself that this doesn't look good. I don't think it looks like insanely amazing, but I do think it looks really, really pretty. And I think if you put it head-to-head to Uncharted 3, you would notice a lot of differences. What's keeping it for me is that a lot of the elements are very similar. For example, Drake's animations, the icons, the gun sounds, and of course that's going to be the same because people want a sequel to Uncharted. I guess I just value Naughty Dog's design chops so much and their storytelling chops so highly that I would have loved to see them take some risks with Uncharted 4 and maybe really branch out the gameplay in new directions. And perhaps it still will go that way, but just if this is what they're showing us, if this is what they want to be indicative of the game to reveal as their first 15-minute gameplay demo, you know, blowout extraordinaire, one would imagine that this is going to be, you know, indicative of the final experience, which to me is a bit of a bummer. And I'm just giving you guys my honest opinion. Like, if you fall in love with this, that's so awesome. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic game. I'm just hoping for a little bit more. And we haven't seen menus. We haven't seen, you know, different levels or characters or whatnot. So perhaps they do put in a few tweaks and turns here and there. Like I said, it definitely seems like the battlefields are more movement oriented instead of just cover. So movement battles could be kind of fun. That would be interesting. In a way, it makes things much more open and like I said, battlefield management versus just cover based. I think one of the most annoying things about Uncharted 2 and 3 is getting stuck behind cover for 5 minutes and just pouring round after round, weapon after weapon into your enemies. Here it looks like you do have the opportunity to kind of evade some of your foes and get to where you need to go without even initiating a fight, which is pretty cool. And like, it's easy to look at this and say like, hey, the player is like following a path and knowing exactly where he's going. But if we were playing this blind, you know, we didn't know where we were going, we just got the game and we're experiencing it for the first time, I think it would seem pretty expansive. These environments are really large in comparison. Obviously, there are some glowy bits that are leading us where we need to go, and they're always going to help you find the right way. But there's this really special thing that like a game like BioShock or BioShock Infinite do a really nice job of, which is creating the illusion of movement choice and environmental choice while it's really a guided path. So they make you feel like you're experiencing and exploring this world on your own and that you're finding these things out when really it is a pretty it's a train ride through, you know. And so if Uncharted 4 could get that, this is really, I love how lush it is. Like, jungle is something I've really wanted to see on next gen. I hope Destiny would do it. Maybe Halo will integrate some sort of jungle level, but Uncharted 4 definitely loves its rainforest and its tree-based environments, so I'm really excited to see how crazy they'll get. I like the fact that you're pushing your way through pretty heavy plans and like I said, greenery and stuff. That's really great to see. But yeah, sort of that like illusion of choice as you like climb, as you move, while still the game is guiding you on a set path. And obviously these set piece moments here are, you know, predetermined and whatever. But something that Tomb Raider and Uncharted 4 can do a nice job of is making you feel like you are the explorer, even if the path you explore has already been laid out for you.
I nearly shot your head off. Sam, you're okay. Yeah, nothing I can't walk away from. It's good to see you're alive, little brother. Come on, we got a treasure to find.
Drake has a brother. He will play a role. It seems like this is going to be a family affair. A Thief's End. The end of Drake's saga, and this is the end of the gameplay video. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on Uncharted 4 in the comments down below. Smash that like button if you're excited for this game. I definitely am. I'm a little bit worried, but hey, we'll wait and see. We got 12 months or so, 11, 10, somewhere around there before it actually releases. So until that time, guys, girls, thanks again. Drink so much. Have a fantastic day. We will see you all later.